Hi, my name is Sausan Arafay. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Educational Leadership and Policy Studies, and I am in the middle of going up for promotion and tenure. So I've been putting together my dossier, and in the process, I've been getting a bit frustrated because quite a bit of my work is done online, either through Blackboard or using different kinds of multimedia tools. So I decided that I'd like to put together this orientation or this tour for you so that you could see some of the ways that I'm thinking about my teaching, my students' learning, use of technology, and the like. I was awarded the 2012 Technology Teacher of the Year Award at Southern, and I'm very proud of that. I've always used technology, and technology actually is a significant portion of my research agenda. I've had a number of important publications in that area. So anyway, here we are, and I'm glad that you're able to both see me and meet me and let me orient you to my teaching and my students' work and how we use technology. So this is my website. I've had it for some time. It's myidealschool.org, and here I am, but I'm thinner there. You can go to different places, but here, if you click here, that would go back to this orientation, and you can click here to go to ResearchGate and to see my publications. So in this first area, this is where I basically, these are things that I've constructed. Here's an overview about technology and how it's important to me, things I've been involved in. I think technology is crucial for teaching and research, and one of the things that I use it for, just as I'm doing today, is to communicate, kind of in a flipped way, but just to communicate generally with my students and to orient them to different ideas or different concepts or different environments. So one is to orient them to Blackboard, and you'll see in different courses I'm orienting them to the specific Blackboard for that course. And this one might be, let's see, this looks like it's EDL 687. So this was an orientation to Blackboard for the internship. This is just a film of some library orientation that we undertook with our doctoral class with June Chung, who's just been a great collaborator and is important because she is our education librarian. She helps our students get oriented to the tools and the resources that the library has for research, and this is crucial for our doctoral students who ultimately need to undertake a research-based project and a written dissertation. So that's something that I do with them. And you know, the idea there too is that they're learning how to use technology, they're learning how to use the databases, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. This is, as I said, a Blackboard introduction for the EDL 711 class, which is the doctoral policy course, one that I like quite a bit. Policy is another area of research of mine. And this is another introduction for the internship. Here's a video that I created that's giving them guidance for the internship in how they create reflections. The internship is a field-based activity where our students who are being credentialed as either building leaders, principals, or department heads or something in K-12 schools, or superintendents, or people who will be administrators in a district, they have to do a field-based study that's a year long. They have a mentor in their cooperating school. I work as the supervisor. They create a very sort of in-depth project, and the mentor and I and the student work together to have the student undertake that project, data-based and intended to make an impact on the school. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of work, and part of their trajectory is to undertake a series of activities that they learn from, a little bit like a treasure hunt, but they need to go to a Board of Education meeting, they need to sit in on a PPT meeting, they need to do these different things, and each activity that they undertake, they are to reflect upon it. So this is my guidance for them about how to undertake a good reflection, and one of the things that I require is that they identify two pieces of peer-reviewed research that they need to bring to bear on the kind of main topics or things that came up through that activity. So my guidance. Sometimes I give audio feedback on stuff. And then here are two videos that I took. One of me talking about what kinds of careers educational leaders can engage in, and then one, my colleague Dr. Peter Madonia, on just this idea of leadership vision, which is very, very important in our field. I've also developed a couple of websites for, while I was here at the university. This is the Ed Policy Research. Well, oh, actually, let me start at the bottom. There was an Achievement Gap series. It was, a series of meetings, and it was really quite, it's quite good. So for that, I developed a website so that people would know what was happening, they could register for things and the like. This website is cached, and so when you go to it, it looks very strange, but that was something that I undertook. This is the Education, Leadership, and Policy Studies website, which I revamped pretty substantially, and a number of years ago, maybe in 2011. Since that time, we've got a new sort of web look and feel, but I did do that at that time. And then this one I do want to show you. This is a website that June Chung at the library and I put together. It is for the policy course, but it could be used by anybody. It's in one of her, see the research guides. If you go to the library research guides, education policy, then you'll be able to see this. And it has relevant databases for education, different websites. This is a wonderful page that are sort of policy oriented and really a wonderful resource. A website on APA style, which is always an issue. A web page on how to undertake a policy brief, some guidance on that. I require in my policy course that my students develop policy briefs around issues of interest and import. And so it's a really excellent assignment. You'll see some of those briefs in my dossier. But it's a certain type of writing. It has very specific conventions and ways of thinking, and so there's some guidance. And then June has also put in some information about evaluating websites and then the use of EndNote. So that's a resource that we developed. Now to the fun stuff. Here are a few of the assignments that I've asked my students to undertake. And so EDL 680 is our first course in the Ed Leadership program. And in it, students are learning about sort of theories of leadership, styles of leadership. And one of the things I asked them to do is to use digital movie making software to create scenarios that act out leadership styles and theories. So these are delightful films. The students do a really wonderful job at getting down to the nitty-gritty in a very short period of time. A lot of fun. In 681, Leadership Development, that's the next course, and it's really a course about interpersonal communication, organizational communication, body language, difficult conversations, management, power. And so in this instance here, I've asked the students to create a video around a really difficult conversation that a leader would have with someone, with another leader, with a subordinate, with a superior. And they made these movies using extra normal software, which is not around right now, but it was really excellent for this. There are other softwares that students are using, but those are a lot of fun. In EDL 711 in the policy course, as I said, the policy brief was one kind of writing, a content brief is another kind. And so I asked the students to make multimedia representations in some way of how they go about writing. Excuse me. Ooh. My apologies. I think I'm talking too much. How they go about writing their briefs. And so this is a very nice one that was undertaken by one of our students. In 689 seminar, this is the culminating course for the 6th year degree in Ed Leadership. And so these are people who are going to be going into the districts. They're going to be really leading in buildings and taking on a great deal of responsibility with a broad range of stakeholders. I asked them to develop websites around issues of import for their school or district, and to try and really get them thinking about, well, what do you need to put out there? What kind of safety issues does your school have, and how are you going to deal with them, and so on. So let's see. This is one website that they developed. So you can see they've got one for staff, and they're looking at different kinds of data, some resources, professional development, diversity toolkits, and here for their students, some games and study materials, resources for parents, and then database information. Excuse me, I apologize. Database information to help with their school improvement plans. So it's a really wonderful exercise. And the students work as groups. They take it quite seriously. In 680, also that first course in the Ed Leadership program, students create concept maps. We ask them to come in. Not all profs do, but I love this exercise. We ask them when they come in, can you make a map of what you think educational leadership is? And they do. And then afterwards, later on, they, at the end of the semester, they also make another map and see what the difference is, and it's pretty striking. Once they make the maps, they also narrate it in a paper. But here are just a few of the maps, and it's so interesting to see how people think things. I need to post some more because some of them are just really, really intricate and interesting. 664 is our computer course. It was administrative applications of the computer, but it was getting a little outdated, so I suggested that we update both. We have a technology portfolio option for students also, if they, because they have to undertake a technology requirement. So I suggested that we update the rubric and also align the course with the rubric for the technology portfolio. Dr. Peter Madonia was working on this. He's been working with the portfolios for a long time. So together we made modifications to it, and it's turned into a very nice, robust course. And one of the things I asked them to do in the course is to make websites, again, identifying technology-based resources for their district or their teachers or staff, etc. So these are different websites that students have created, where they're trying to identify, planning for technology, an administrator's guide, support for administrators, ethics in technology, security, policy, tech infrastructure, communicating with stakeholders, and so on. They really do a very, very nice job. And so I love this assignment because it gets them not only into using tools, and they develop a great deal of confidence and competence in using tools to just communicate and to do things graphically and to sort of think about what that means. But then by the time they leave, they're realizing, wow, I'll be able to use this in my school as an administrator, etc. So anyway, you can tell I enjoy that. Last but not least are some administrative certification intern videos. These are videos that my students in the internships have made as part of their process, their PIP process or part of their internship process. So here's Ken Ryder in Monroe, look in a kind of a news situation at the high school, and over here is a video that Lancer High made at I think it's Waterford High made around school pride. And it's a really great video. That was the PIP, was to have students make videos about school pride. Anyway, I'm nearly out of time, and I want to just say thank you for your time as you joined me looking through this. Oh, I want to show you one last thing real quick. Go to triangulation, because it's lots of fun. All right, thank you so much. Take good care.